like the calm before the storm. This is where the real work happens. Coming up in 2 weeks, we're getting ready for finally some live events. We're going to get to meet some amazing high school players, honor some really amazing athletes, some coaches. We got the team that makes it all happen, guys. One of your favorite parts about the actual ceremony? I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours.
Yeah, well, Megan, the crazy thing is, to see the progression of this thing is one thing. I mean, the maturation of this South Carolina Football Hall of Fame is nothing short of miraculous, and obviously Mike and Wyatt have everything to do with that. But I'll also say that I don't know of, and Megan, you and I are no strangers to emceeing events, but I don't know of many times that you get to not only MC an event as just a participant, but then also MC an event as a fan. Like, I mean, right. the craziest things that about, the public being able to come in and have supper with a Levon Kirkland or a Steve Spurrier or, a William Perry, and the list just goes on and on. I mean, you're talking about the Fisher DeBerrys of the world. And I mean, people that are iconic in our game. And I think the coolest thing about this event is, for me, and this is me talking personally, is that not only do I get to help in some small capacity to be a part of the event, but then I also get to be a spectator and to get to watch these guys who have just absolutely been at the top of their game at the highest level, and they're rubbing elbows with the guys that are at the top of their game in the business world. So I mean, they're getting to coincide with each other and understanding that this is a football event, but it's also an event about excellence. And obviously, Levon will talk about the Bridge Builder here in a minute, but, there's also about excellence in football. It's excellence in life. And then you've got all these businesses that are lining up to support this event simply because they're successful, because they're doing things in the business world the same way these athletes did it in the athletic world. And I think that is one of the coolest things. I just don't think you understand how full circle that is for me to be able to see just how amazing that is as a kid, to revere these players, like the Levons and the Rodney Williams and the William Perrys and the Michael Deans of my childhood era. And then now I get to be a part of it with Levon, and I get to introduce a William Perry, and I get to, just be a part of something that to me has become one of the more iconic, unique, eclectic banquets that I get to participate in throughout the entire year.
I like the surprise element. You never know what someone's going to say, what someone's not going to say, what's going to happen. So it's always a good time when we leave being like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't know that about this person. So that's why you got to be there. You can't miss it. July 22nd.
Well, and I'll tell you, one other thing that I will reiterate, and that's the fact that this banquet is not just for people that love football. It's really also for people that just love what these athletes have done for their schools. What they've done for Wofford and Citadel and Coastal Carolina and Clemson and Furman, and the list goes on and on and on. A lot of these guys have given back to their university just as much as the university gave them. And I think that's what's cool about some people say, you know what, maybe football's not my cup of tea, but what is my cup of tea is knowing that I gave to IPTE, and I saw this guy perform, and then I saw him go on and give back to the university. And I think that does people a lot of good, and it warms their heart. And I think this event on the 21st and 22nd, that's what you don't want to miss. You do not want to miss that.
I can't wait to go. Y'all got me excited. The jersey. I got an iconic jersey right here.
Notice there's no grass stains on that jersey.
We're getting it up.
Especially on the back. Grass stains on the back is a bad.
Yeah.
Nominated, so that's a good.
Levon, tell us about are you excited about the event?
Oh yeah, well, I always feel like when you can get together, you connect with other people. I think it's a benefit for us all. I always say this, that our knowledge and our gifts are to benefit ourselves, but they're also to benefit others. And one of the things I like that we're doing now is the Bridge Builders Excellence Award, where we're nominating 10 of the best high school student athletes in South Carolina. I think that this is something that's going to really grow. And we did it last year, and it was amazing how A lot of people respond to it, really liked it, really look forward to it. And we got nominees now that I think it's going to be a tough one for us to vote on. It really is. That's what I like the most. And, my dream is for those high school students to connect with the Hall of Famers and to talk with those Hall of Famers and get their stories, also get the high school stories. It's amazing. And I feel like we're doing something very special for the state of South Carolina. And as years go on, we're going to grow and we're going to get better. But yeah, I like the connection part of it. I like seeing the stories. I like hearing the stories because you never know what people go through in their journey. So I like that, but I like the connection aspect of it, not only from the football arena, but also for the business world as well. There's a lot of good networking. If you really want to network and you want to be in the know, these are the places to be.
That's awesome. You know what? I think, man, we're honoring an incredible class this year again, as always. And Megan and Will, you guys do such a good job. I enjoy seeing you guys mix it up. That's one of my favorite aspects of the evening. It's always entertaining banter back and forth. One of the things I love about the sport of football is that there is this camaraderie, and hey, there's some pretty good rivalries in the state. There's some really good football, and I love that good-natured rivalry, and you guys carry it to perfection.
that goes back to the you never know what we're going to say.
Yeah. Well, and it is fun too, because I think that a lot of times people start to identify, the Clemson and Carolina rivalry is like a hatred type thing. But, if you've been involved with the programs and if you played there, and we got so many friends that have, crossed the lines, if you will. They've and I think that's what makes it fun. You can have a good time and not feel like that the whole world is going to collapse down if you just take a jab at somebody. It's not, there's nothing malicious about it. And I think that's what, Megan and I over the years have had so much fun with that fun, healthy banter back and forth, just like with George Rogers, and I'm sure Levon and with George and all these guys. And I've done it with Todd Ellis for years. And, but it's a fun thing to be able to be a part of a rivalry that is heated, but at the same time can be respected.
Mm-hmm. I think the past 6 years you've had a little bit more fun, but just wait.
I've had a lot more fun, and I plan on having a whole lot more fun in the future.
I thought Megan had a right hook for you last year, Will. I was worried for you.
I have my rib protectors on.
Well, one of the things I love about the game of football and what you're talking about, Will, is it's that's what we're talking about with this Bridge Builder Excellence community and this program to help lead South Carolina students to the top 10 in college and career readiness. Mm-hmm. It's recognizing these great young men and their excellence and what they're doing. And it really does translate to life. I mean, in football, you have to work as a team. Individuals don't win. You have to have a great team and you work together. And in life and in business, that's the same way in life and in companies that you work with. But you know what? It's that camaraderie. You work hard, but it's not win at all costs, and it's not hate your fellow man. I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you just, it's that doing the best you can and playing and having that respectful competition. I love it. And I've admired all of you guys over the years, and especially, you, Levon, who have done it at such a high level. And you know what? It's hard to see you get excited. I mean, you are excited. I know it, but you just maintain such a level of cool.
Well, I get that basically from my family. My father, he's always kind of kept it cool. And I normally tell people I'm not as outgoing as you may think. But yeah, football has really been great to me. I've learned a lot of life lessons from football. And I think that's what we're doing with the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame. We're really just showing people the life lessons you can learn from the game and how it really could be helpful in life. If you don't have to be a football player to learn from the game, learn some of the lessons that we do, especially when we're talking about relying on your teammates, learn from losing, having a vision, being goal-oriented. It's a lot of things that really mess as far as football and how it translates into life and I think anybody who's ever played the game or been affiliated with the game could really testify that that is the case. And I think we get that when you talk about our ceremonies. We get those stories and how football has really probably saved a lot of people. And we just want people to benefit from it. And we definitely want our students to be a lot better, to know they got someone that's going to support them down the line. And I feel like that's what we do with the Football Hall of Fame that we have here in South Carolina. I think we're very unique in what we do.
Yeah, to that real quick and say that, yeah, you might think Levon is mild-mannered, but put number 99 on his back and put him in the middle of the linebacking core in Pittsburgh, and let's see how mild he is.
Well, that's just work, though. That's just work, you know, that's work. I would never tackle you without the 99, but you're right, Will. You put the 44 and 99, you know, I just got to do what I have to do. But yeah, thank you so much for that comment. I mean, that's kind of funny, but you know, otherwise, you know, I'm just a cool guy. I just try to be as cool as possible. But I really feel like my passion, my life purpose is to help others.
Well, I know that I seen those highlights of Levon out there fist pumping and pointing and getting after it after a big play. So I know it's in there. I've seen it.
Somewhere it's in there. It's always going to be there.
It's
going to always be there.
It comes out of Levon when he gets on the football field. It usually comes out of me when I go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I start pointing and getting all excited. When I get to the end of the drive-through.
You said the buffet?
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, that guy runs like a gazelle.
Yeah.
I'm calling Coach Jeffries, Willie Jeffries, see if we can get him to connect with us. If not, maybe we can get a sound bite.
That would be a fantastic sound bite to get Coach Jeffries talking while at the barber shop.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I hope y'all got 2 hours. Those things.
Yeah, exactly.
Coach Jeffries, you sitting in the chair. I got you on the speakerphone. Everybody can hear you, so be careful what you say.
Okay.
We're recording here, Coach Jeffries. I understand. Are you sitting in the chair getting your hair cut?
Yes, I am. I didn't make to broadcast it, but yes.
Well, we're broadcasting. We're so excited about this event we got coming up that you're going to be a part of July 21st and 22nd, and we just had to talk to you about it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a grand occasion both nights, July 21st and the 22nd.
Well, Coach Jeffries, we appreciate you getting a break from your haircut. We're going to let you get back to it. Any last words before we let you go?
No, I'm just I don't know which. I'm so happy to do both. First of all, with those young men, and then the South Carolina Football Hall of Fame. It's just going to be an outstanding 2 days.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. You got a bunch of your friends and Levon and was just talking about, and Will and Megan and Mikey Football. Just what a great group of folks that always get together for this, and how you guys that have been so successful at the top of this, y'all kind of recognize each other and get along and have a great camaraderie. And of course, a lot of those success tips carry through to the business world and other success.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being with Will and Megan.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate all that you do, and hope you and Mary have a great afternoon. Y'all be safe. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you, David. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Bye, Coach.
Bye-bye.
See you, Coach.
That's absolutely the shortest interview that Willie Jeffries has ever done in his entire lifetime.
Hey,
And Will ever do.
Right there. We pulled him out of the barber chair, and you know.
Yeah.
Now, Levon, your dad ran the barber shop back in the day, didn't he?
Yes, my dad was a barber for almost over 35 years. So I can relate to that. He was one of the staples in Lamar, South Carolina, a very small town. He cut pretty much everyone's hair. Everybody knew him. So, but the conversations at a barbershop, they're always amazing. And if you look at my dome, I'm a little jealous of Coach Jeffries because he still has hair and he still can go to the barbershop. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Levon, I've got a buddy of mine that actually works for me, and he's as bald as you are.
Mhm.
And he said he'll go to the barber shop about once every couple of weeks and just sit there. He doesn't get a haircut. He just sits there.
Yeah, you want to reminisce when you did have hair. Yeah.
And he goes to a barber shop in Greenville that's got 2 chairs. So there's like 40 people waiting. And he said, the conversations are they're magical. He said, you learn more about life in a barber shop than you learn anywhere else.
Yeah, you learn about fishing, you learn about hunting. I mean, you learn everything, man. It's amazing experience. And I'm sure that Coach Jeffries can really hold the crowd when he gets his haircut. But like I said, man, he got that wavy gray silver fox hair that I will never ever have. So
that's cool. That's cool. So Megan,
I've got silver fox hair. It's just on my face now.
it grows everywhere besides here.
So Megan, you can identify with the barber shop.
Oh yeah, it's just like the beauty parlor. That's if you want the tea, that's where you go.
That's awesome.
You learn.
That's awesome.
We appreciate every one of you. Megan, give us a last shot, one last shot before you have to roll out of here. I
think this year in particular,
way back.
Oh my goodness. Well, this year in particular, this is one of those events that we'll post about. People are like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this. You got to meet this person. What was this person like? Especially now that we're finally doing live events again. If you may have put it off in the past because you're like, oh, I'll hit it up next time. Don't miss. We saw what could happen. You wait, crazy things happen. We don't always get to be together. So if you're thinking about going, get those tickets now so you can be a part of this great experience.
There's just a few tables left, so let's get in there. That's a great word. Any parting shots from you, Levon, Will? Let's wrap this thing up and get everybody there and have another awesome evening.
Oh, I'll go first. Yeah, this is an event that you don't want to miss. You get to meet some of the greats of South Carolina. You get to meet the future of South Carolina, and you get to network with people who want to do great things as far as our students here in South Carolina, get them in that top 10 in 2030. This is going to be so positive, so heartwarming. And I think that's what we need, especially now. We need some good things coming out of this world. We need some good vibes, some good connections, so don't miss it.
Yeah, and I think too, I think Megan alluded to it, now that we're back to being able to rub elbows with each other and not, fear the worst. I think it's a great way for you to kind of get back engaged with people. And what better way to get engaged with people than by being in a room full of guys that have succeeded? That's, scripture tells you iron sharpens iron. And my gosh, if you want to find some iron, jump on in that room because there's plenty of iron. And so, I think that's one thing that I would say. And the second thing that I would say is I have a dear friend of mine who has 2 sons, and he came a few years ago, didn't know anything about it. And he's a big Clemson fan, went online, bought some tickets for he and his boys, had no idea that his sons were going to get to take pictures with Deshaun Watson, and get to talk to him. And you just don't know ever, like, Megan said a few minutes ago, you just never know what's going to happen. And I think the element of the unknown and the element of just how spontaneous things can be at this event, but yet at the same time, you get to eat good food, hear good music, have live auctions and everything that comes along with it. Man, you just don't find that everywhere you go. And so I think it's going to be a special 2-day event.
Well, I know it's going to be a special 2-day event. And you know what? There's a lot of superstar men and women at this event. Of course, Megan Hoffman at the top of that list. We're excited and honored to have you continue to be here. Thank you so much. And we want to see everybody July the 21st and the 22nd. Go to scfootballhof.org and get your tickets. Or, hey, hit up our friend Mikey Football, Foster at scfootballhof.org. And we'll see you there. Awesome.